approach our second cultural waypoint, the fabric of meaning, we must accept the personal accountability that comes with being self-directed cultural champions. In essence, we are the synthesizer to the rest of the world when it comes to the DNA of our brand. Having a keen understanding of our role in culture, being aware of the situation we're working in, and promoting cultural interaction are critical ingredients to becoming a true cultural champion. With this role comes the responsibility to promote curiosity of others, acceptance of difference, and inclusion of all. Let's break this down into smaller parts that you can pack easily for the journey ahead. Have you ever contemplated your role in the wider picture of the organization's culture? If so, could you identify the behaviors that would indicate you are aligned with the culture? In order to truly assess your alignment, you would need to consider what behaviors represent organizational synergy. It's therefore important to understand the rules of engagement and have access to a mentor, the structure and reporting protocol, and the autonomy to lead from within, granting autonomy for innovation, creativity, and the aspiration to grow professionally and personally. Everyone is a leader, and leadership comes from within. Simply stated, your role is to be a cultural champion and to spread the essence of the brand as a role model and ambassador. Is there any way to apply situational awareness to culture? And if so, could you adapt to the situation and still align to your corporate culture? I've always found that the best approach to fitting in is to be respectful and graciously learn. This calls for calculated responsiveness, the application of different strokes for different folks, and understanding the relationship journey, the development of interpersonal skills, and the adoption of personal discipline and self-organization. I was once told by a client in Mumbai, if my counterparts from other areas of the world would ask before they tell, I would have so much more to teach them about who I am. This simple statement has become a cornerstone for me when I meet new clients, people, or interact with cultures for the first time. Be a learner before you're a teacher, and then apply your cultural intelligence to the situation at hand. By promoting cultural interaction, you can demonstrate and acknowledge cultural intelligence in your relationships. By adopting this technique, you'll be taking the time to understand personal circumstances and workload pressures, thus be better able to understand the different work styles and preferences of your team. By looking through the lens of others, you'll gain a different perspective and be able to apply critical thinking tools more effectively. In considering the importance of the customer journey, where everyone is a customer, you will show and evidence that culture truly matters. I once had a client that sent an executive to Hong Kong from New York to work with her team. Upon her return, a complaint was issued stating that while on site in Hong Kong, her attention was focused back to the ongoings in New York, and there was very limited interaction with the local team. Regardless of the events back home, the negative perception left behind in Hong Kong was significant and one that she was unable to overcome and was labeled as not caring. In her mind, she was caring and looking out for the company. Maybe this was the case, yet a more inclusive way of addressing the situation could have mitigated the negativity of the on-site appearance. Better yet, including the Hong Kong team to help resolve her New York challenge would have resulted in an even better outcome. Inclusion is not just a word, it is a cultural way of being that can enhance productivity and results. So here we are getting ready to depart the second waypoint on our journey to cultural intelligence, and we find ourselves with some new provisions to pack for the next leg of our journey. Before we leave, take the time to reflect on these waypoint tips and give thought with your peers as to how they can be applied. Embrace the rules of engagement. Be accountable to leading from within. Become a role model for the meaning of culture. Meet that ambassador challenge. Develop calculated responsiveness techniques. Accept different strokes for different folks. Become a guide on the relationship journey. Embrace personal discipline and self-organization. Take time to understand others' circumstances and their workload. Look through the lens of others. use critical thinking skills to gain perspective, and consider the customer's journey. And now we're a bit more prepared to be cultural champions. So, onward to the next leg of our journey and some interesting new tips on unifying our organizational culture.